Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We have Iga Swiatek versus Noskova for the round 3 matchup in Madrid. Before we do get into it though, remember to hit that like button, do subscribe if you're new, and do leave a rating review if you're listening on a podcast platform. The head-to-head is 4-1 in favour of Iga Swiatek. They've never played on clay though. Iga's coming off a very impressive win after beating Alexandra Ayala 4-6, 6-4, 6-2. Looked like she could be in trouble against the Filipino star who beat her in Miami in very impressive fashion, but managed to hold her nerve and get through it in 3 sets and come back from a set down. Look, Iga's had an interesting year. So far hasn't won a tournament as of yet, but she is the defending champion here, and with her style, it's going to be difficult to play her, especially for someone like Noskova. She's going to play aggressively from the baseline. The balls are flying in Madrid as well. Her heavy topspin, exceptional movement, and mental resilience generally make her a really tough competitor, especially on clay. That's why she's known as the Queen of Clay. For Noskova, I mean, she is a great talent from the Czech Republic. Very powerful baseline game, strong serving ability as well. Noskova and Andreeva, they've just gone up notches as they've gotten older, and now they're kind of fully grown. She's got a very aggressive approach as well. Noskova likes to come forward, likes to be the one on the front foot, and I'm wondering for Noskova, she defeated Argentinian player Carla in the first round, showcasing some aggressive play, and that will be a positive for her going into the Iga Swiatek match, that she kind of has that under her belt, has a win under her belt. But I actually think the confidence that Swiatek's going to take from that Ayala match is quite big, if I'm being honest. So, what does Iga need to do against Noskova? I think she just needs to play some of her best clay court tennis, and for her it's about utilising deep, high topspin ground strokes to really get the most out of these clay courts, get that purchase off the surface, high bouncing, kicking off the surface viciously with a lot of revs, especially to Noskova's backhand, and try and exploit her movement into extended rallies. And if Swiatek had a drop shot, I would say the drop shot, but I actually think extending the rallies, being very solid from the baseline is not a bad shout for Swiatek. Noskova is a very clean striker of a tennis ball, but she is not an elite mover, I think it's fair to say. So that's something that she could look to exploit. And I think she's going to have to do well on the big points. That's one thing that she hasn't done too well in the last few tournaments. Specifically, Swiatek is being clinical in those big moments, in those losses. She's had her chances, just she wasn't able to take the opportunities when they came. So it needs to maintain some composure and really put her best foot forward in those high pressure points. For Noskova, I think she needs to be at her best in this match. Needs to be serving well. The forehand and aggressive baseline play needs to be maxed out. I think a lot of people talk about the serve out wide to the Swiatek forehand, and that's not a bad ploy, because I personally think that Swiatek's backhand return is better than her forehand return. So you might see a lot of players serving into the forehand. I think the serve out wide, especially to the forehand, is not a bad ploy. You just need to hope that she doesn't rip it cross court and it's in her hitting zone to then drag you out. So it needs to be a good enough wide serve to drag her and make it awkward for the pole. She needs to also dictate the points early with first strike tennis, Noskova, and get Swiatek on the back foot. Swiatek's such a good defender. She defends extremely well, especially on clay. But in Madrid with the balls flying, and yes, it's still going to be slow because it's clay, but it's a faster clay court tournament. Then Noskova needs to really make the most of these conditions. And she's going to have to be a bit brave, to be honest, and hope that she can minimise unforced errors and still maintain a really high level where she's hitting either a lot of winners or forcing a lot of errors with proactive tennis. In terms of prediction, I think Noskova is going to have to play really well to get the win here, just because I think the surface actually suits Swiatek more, and the head-to-head obviously is still in favour of Swiatek. Noskova always does cause Swiatek some problems. I think the head-to-head is telling completely of how this normally plays out, but I do think Swiatek, with the confidence of the Yala win, with the fact that it's clay, she's a defending champion, the head-to-head, I think she's going to get the win. I actually think she'll win in straight sets. Noskova's also not playing her best tennis right now, so I think it's just not a good time to play Swiatek for Noskova. Let me know in the comment section below who you think is going to win and why. Thanks very much, guys. Stay safe and well. I'll see you in the next video.